Hey everybody, this is the first inaugural, original, whatever it is, Designated Writers Podcast. I'm JJ Marshall.
I'm Teddy Allen. First redundant is, no, first original.
First original,
inaugural.
right, whatever.
Redundant.
But we're here and not really sure why, but we're glad you decided to listen to our first podcast. We got a bunch of things. None of them are important to talk about, but maybe you'll make your way through it. Maybe we'll make our way through it as we venture into podcast land, which I know, Teddy, way back when we were in the 80s when we were banging out daily newspaper stories for sports departments, we were thinking long-term podcast is going to be on its way at some point.
Well, we both wanted to be cyber engineers back then, and the problem was, of course, nobody had invented the internet. We were way ahead of our time in our thinking. And so the world has finally caught up to us. And here's podcast number one, and probably our last inaugural.
Well, it's our last inaugural. I know that. We'll get all of our metaphors right one of these days. You know, why are we doing it? Why are we here? I don't know. Everyone else seems to be doing it, and we figured we'd give it a shot. Of course, Designated Writers is our little foray into the new world of quote journalism unquote. It's really not even that. It's really just kind of us writing stuff down and saying stuff.
Well, it's things we talk about when we text or talk. And yeah, again, our banking careers went up in flames.
Yeah.
And of course, we tried to go into farming. That's young man's work.
Right.
And so you had a computer.
Right.
I had some AA batteries. I said, let's try this.
Right.
Well, sure. Why not?
Microphones were an added expense we hadn't counted on.
Correct. I should have written that down on my yellow legal.
But we took out a loan, and here we are. So here we go. I'm glad, and honestly, thanks to y'all for listening, at least listening this far, for one thing, and venturing into this stuff with us. I mean, we don't know where it's going to go. It's, as you kind of said, off in pre-production.
Right.
It's kind of like, those people who know this, it's kind of like Curb Your Enthusiasm. We're just kind of the TV show. We're just kind of, we don't want people out there to curb their enthusiasm, although they might after this podcast is over with.
That's a genius piece of television. And this is not at that level, of course, at least not these first. How long have we been on so far? 30
About
minutes?
2 minutes and 29 seconds.
But we do want you to be involved. We're going to have a little outline, and we'll kind of get us going. And as we go along, of course, we want people who enjoy the podcast, the writing, the videos, to join in with us. We'll get us all, we're all in this together.
Yeah,
if we fail, we can blame it on y'all.
Yeah, we're all looking for ideas. There are tons of story ideas out there. Our biggest decision is whether to make them into written stories or audio stories or video stories. We'll figure all that out. But your suggestions are always welcome as well. And again, we don't get excited about too much at our advanced age, but here we are trying something different, which, you know, if you told me when we were our age that we'd be trying something like this, we'd think, really? Couldn't decide, I can't decide which kind of coffee to buy or whatever. So we're working our way through it, and we're glad you're with us. Again, like I said before, just random stuff, kind of stuff that comes to our mind, maybe some sports, maybe some, life stuff, or that little folksy stuff you write about all the time in the Sunday paper. You know that. We'll kind of go with that. You have to drink coffee. What is your coffee situation?
Don't have to, but like this morning, probably had 4 cups. But I was in a
4.
Mm-hmm. But I was in an area people I was with, and it was just a coffee drinking kind of scene.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to open a beer at 7:30 in the morning. I'd be asleep by 9 again. So yeah, and then sometimes if it's there in the afternoon, I'll drink it. And most of the time, not.
Where are you on the whole? I mean, you still the main coffee guys, your Maxwell Houses, your community coffees? Are you go out into the Starbucks thing?
I'm
and
the coffee guy.
Mocha Java, all that stuff?
I will go by Starbucks to get coffee for somebody if they want it, and if I have $47. But otherwise, I get it from Miss Jan Chevron, usually on Tech Drive for a quarter. I think that's a good deal. Yeah.
Miss Jan hadn't got the whole.
Boom! I would go in there and pop down the quarter, sometimes 50 cents.
He gets in touch with Miss Jan pretty soon.
I don't understand the souped up coffee craze, but I appreciate it. Our friend Buddy Davis, a Hall of Famer, been sick of late. He said, "Can you go get me Starbucks?" This happened 2 years ago. I said, "Sure, I'll get it for you anytime." But inside, because I'm a selfish person, I went, "Oh my God, it's going to cost me $9 a week to bring Buddy coffee." So he told me what he wanted. I went in and said, "I need a Pike No idea what that is.
Right.
You know what that is?
No, I have no idea.
I need a pike with 2. I said, I don't know. I don't see pike up there. She said, that's just a regular coffee.
Why don't you call it?
Thank you.
What it is. Yeah.
So she 2 sweet loaves. I knew that 2 sugars, but it's like $2.67. Didn't know that. I guess that's the low end.
That's the least you can get out of there with.
Correct.
And unless you go to Miss Jan's Chevron, then you.
Right. I thought it would be $8. So that would have stymied my coffee drinking. Now I have a Starbucks app on my phone. Whenever it gets low, I put $25 more on it, and it's all to Buddy. I've never once bought a.
Okay.
So there you go.
Well, speaking of apps, by the way, on your phone, and I'm proud of a lot of things in my life I've never done, and you know the list. It's quite exquisite. But I'm also proud of the fact I think I have the oldest iPhone in captivity, and people literally laugh when they see my iPhone. Mm-hmm. And I always, after they stop laughing, I always like to point out to them, do you see that the fact that it's not cracked, that it works completely and totally functionally? Now, yes, I have had it since 2010. And yes, given proper circumstances, I might buy another iPhone. But to have, the iPhone streak of 7 years. Now, tonight, I might drop it, and it might just go into 100 different pieces. But I'm proud of the fact that I still have the iPhone. Now, how the iPhone has changed, it is amazing. You talk about game changer. Everyone says game changer. But, I mean, the flip phone was the deal before that. Right. And, of course, Karl Malone still uses his. But
and Dave Nitz, who's a friend of ours, broadcaster, flip phone.
Flip phone.
Yeah. And he's from West Virginia. So
that explains
the
a lot.
ringtone is
John Denver?
Yes.
Really?
Terrible. Yeah. And if a lot of us are around, he'll let it play a little longer than he should. Anyway, him and Carl
shouldn't be allowed. But the iPhone is just so, it just makes life so much easier. Yeah, I'm all about it. And I don't know, you could throw an Android and hit me in the head and I wouldn't know the difference and all that. I just know I like what I got and I have got it for 7 years.
I sent you a text this morning, said I'm 3 hours out. You sent me one back, fine. I sent you one a while ago, 15 minutes, and that was it. And you'll
be walking in my door in no time.
We don't like talking on the phone. Well, so you can, a whole lot. You just hit a quick text.
That's my question, though. Do you feel guilty about texting people all the time and not having actual physical conversations with them?
Not anymore, because there's a limited number of people that would wish to talk to me. So I really feel like I'm giving them a break.
It is kind of the new normal, I would say that.
Well, when you text your spouse unit is in the next room, that's
a problem.
That's an issue, and I've heard of people doing that, and it has not got to that point yet. But yeah, I was not an iPhone believer. Speaking of spouse units, my spouse has said, you can get one now online for $1, and that's why I got the iPhone 6. And she said, I want to see pictures of where you go. And I had the little bitty phone that didn't do pictures and all.
Did you really?
Yes. I was very late to the party.
Well,
but as my son said when he showed me his, Dad, game changer. He said it's a game changer, and I got to believe him.
Yeah. And we're all happy to have them. And, of course, I have a brother who doesn't have, not only does he not have an iPhone, he doesn't have a flip phone. He doesn't have a phone.
See, he's not our target audience here because he can't listen to the podcast unless it's on his computer.
Well, yeah, he can do that. He thinks that's cutting edge.
Does he? Yeah. Sitting there at your desk listening
sitting email. He sends emails to me like they are texts, and he doesn't understand why I don't respond immediately.
Here's what a dinosaur is, who we both, I wouldn't say we love him, but we have some sort of feeling for him.
We understand him.
But he, at your house, your trash can situation sums up Ben to me.
Yeah, we all call it the universal spot. Whenever you go to somebody's house, you always assume that the trash can is underneath the sink. It's a logical assumption.
Sure.
At my house, it's not because of the space requirements. I'd like for it to be, sure, but it just doesn't work out. So I have another secondary spot, which is the primary spot for me, for my go-to trash can. Mm-hmm. Your Coke cups, your peas you didn't eat for dinner, the mail that comes. Well, that's recycled. But anyway, my brother, just like a gravitational pull of the earth, just goes straight underneath it. So I leave a trash can that's really just for him. So when you came by the other day, boom, you went straight to it. I had to tell you, and you went, ah.
Then I remembered it was over in the other.
It's over in the pantry area.
Pantry room.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about Ben. In his world, things don't change.
No.
The phone is still on the long cord by the kitchen.
Well, he thinks, right, and the cordless phone, he's just kind of now gotten that.
Right.
And just things like that, which people get ingrained. And again, to break away and go to an iPhone or any kind of thing like that, it's basically the same as moving the universal spot for your trash can to a place that's not underneath the sink.
And you've accepted that he can accept 21st century life. And so you leave a trash can for him there out of some sort of love and a benevolent move, really, toward your brother. Plus, you don't want to pick up all the crap that he just randomly throws down there thinking.
Yeah. Well, the toughest one is coffee grounds. People will throw some coffee grounds in there. Again, not a problem I have.
Right. It's not going to.
But when I have people come to visit and stay the night, that can be a little bit of a problem.
Grounds are an issue.
All right. Sometime in the future when we continue doing this thing, if people let us, we'll discuss, I guess, more important topics, and then certainly a lot more less important topics, but being a little more timely. We'll discuss things that happen during the week or things that happen overnight, stuff like that. It'll be sport, like I said before, kind of sports, kind of non-sport stuff, but it's just going to be our musings. I hate musings.
I do. We'll come up with
a better word than musings the next time we come up with this
stuff
deal.
People need to, I might want to explore. We'll be timely. Right now, we're just trying to make sure we have this plugged in and everything's working.
I'm a little terrified that when we unplug it, we're going to hit the stop button and replay it. And you didn't have it plugged in. Those little lines are going well, though. They look good. It's
pretty. I wish I could see this. But we want to be helpful.
Yeah, we're trying to.
Entertaining, helpful, and something you look forward to. So we'll get it worked out.
All right, we do appreciate you listening to the first Designated Writers podcast, and I guess all we can say now is, till we talk to you next time.